Hello, and thank you for joining us on Fox 24 News Now. As the song goes, it's a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. We're talking about female empowerment in the land of entrepreneurship. Our first guest leads the charge to encourage other women to be their own boss. She's her own CEO founder. Catherine Brooks is in the house to talk about National Entrepreneurship Day. Well, two Charleston organizations are helping women launch their dreams into full-fledged businesses. If you've got a great idea you've dreamed of turning into income, we'll have more on this so-called business accelerator. And finally, a local online magazine that highlights inspiring people for those who think their own success is unattainable. Exquisite Charleston is here. That's all ahead on Fox 24 News Now. Hello, and thank you for joining us with Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday, all happening in less than a week. It's the perfect time to celebrate National Entrepreneurship Month and the people who fuel our economy through innovation, determination, and the sheer grit it takes to run a successful business. We're excited to have back Catherine Brooks, founder of She's Her Own CEO, on this National Entrepreneurship Day. A lot going on. Catherine, welcome back.
Thank you, Layla, for having me back.
Well,
so great.
I love talking to you the last time because you are a shining example for a powerful woman, someone who's a go-getter. You work for a Fortune 100 company, and you've started your own business as well. So what does National Entrepreneurship Day and month mean to you?
Yeah, National Entrepreneurship Month is actually the month of November, so we're hitting it a little bit later in the month, but it is designated by presidential proclamation. A lot of people don't know this. Back in 2012, it was signed, and every year thereafter, it has been designated November as National Entrepreneurship Month. And the objective is really to celebrate men and women, American men and women entrepreneurs who pursue their passion in business, invent new things, make our lives easier through their innovations. And so it's mainly meant to bring awareness. And also, I would add, to bring awareness to the need for networks and intellectual property protection. We're hearing a lot in the news these days. So all of those issues that kind of surround entrepreneurship as a topic and a theme, it's all in the month of November.
And it's interesting because there are so many aspects to having your own business, to being your own CEO. And we were just talking briefly before we got started here that CEO doesn't necessarily mean brick and mortar business. Tell me what does a CEO mean to you?
Yeah, so in my business, She's Her Own CEO, it can mean many things. Of course, you know, what comes to mind during November, and especially as we're going into the holiday season, is entrepreneurship. And like you said, brick and mortar stores, online stores. But I'll just go back. My mother, who raised me, is the CEO of my life. So I would say any homemaker, any woman that creates artistically, is an artist, maybe she makes jewelry and sells on Etsy, being the mother of the bride.
Yes.
That is definitely a CEO, you know, title. Anyone that leads, provides, and creates. And also, I would say that you know, managing a budget, setting strategic direction, and basically telling people what to do. I think any vocation that encompasses that type of leadership is a CEO.
I love that. I love that definition because I would put my mother in the same camp as well, because she was a homemaker herself and she was the CEO of me, her daughter. She would be the first person to tell you that. But without her and her guidance, I never would have become what I am today and have the values that I have today. So when you transfer that into the business world, and we're not just talking about Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. This is something that is expansive beyond shopping. I mean, this is being innovative and having a dream and going after it as well, right?
Yes, and I would say just in the state of South Carolina, there are around 400,000 small businesses. And what people don't realize is, yes, there are large corporations, and I've had the blessing to be able to be a part of one for several years. But most people are employed by small businesses. And in fact, over 90% of employed people in South Carolina are employed by a small business. So it's kind of a surprising fact.
And you just answered my next question,
Okay.
which is how important is being a small business owner?
Yes.
Well, you've just said it.
Yes,
Incredibly important.
and specifically with women, I'll just speak to that. There are over 11 million female-owned businesses in the United States. They employ almost 9 million people, and they generate $1 trillion of revenue. So it's a huge topic. There's so much more. But when you think about women controlling 75% of the spend within any kind of household, they are empowered. They know what to shop for. They make those decisions.
Yeah.
So you put them in charge of a business, wow, I mean, the opportunities are endless.
And of course, we're hearing nowadays, I don't want to get too political with this next part of the discussion, but you know, we're hearing a lot about women victimized in the workplace, that they're trying to attain something and they're facing, now we're hearing of these sexual assault allegations coming out into the public view. So I would think that to be your own CEO, which it's not for everyone, right? But it gives you some empowerment as well.
Yes,
right?
I would say, and I think we talked about this in our last segment as well, but you know, having that ability to put your ideas into action, to kind of take in your thoughts and interactions during the day, take those notes and kind of, you know, reflect upon them, but then turn them into a business idea. You know, when I created She's Our Own CEO, I thought, you know, there's not really a brand that speaks to, you know, kind of what we just talked about, you know,
right.
women that lead businesses or women that are creative, or maybe they're volunteers or caretakers. You know, there's not really a brand that speaks to that. So that's how this was derived.
And I want to learn more about
Yeah.
She's Her Own CEO, because if anyone's never seen our previous segment, I want you to learn more about Catherine Brooks. But we do need to take a break. So when we come back, we'll continue our chat with Catherine. Stick with us. And welcome back. We're here with Catherine Brooks. She's the founder of She's Her Own CEO. Also, she works for a Fortune 100 company. Very impressive young lady over here. And we were just talking about entrepreneurship and National Entrepreneurship Month. Today is National Entrepreneurship Day.
Yes.
It's a mouthful. But not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur. So what does it take to be a good one?
Yeah. So I would say if you're someone that likes to solve problems, just as a first trait, I think you're cut out to be an entrepreneur. If you're someone that, you know, in your day-to-day life, maybe you're going shopping at the grocery store and you see a better way to advertise, a better way to shop, a better way to get products to market. You're just constantly thinking, ideating, trying to create and solve problems. I think that's number one. There's definitely work ethic and other things behind that, but I think if you have that natural curiosity, I'll call it intellectual curiosity, that's number one.
And leadership too, having the
Yes.
gumption, because that's not easy.
No.
That's not easy to attain.
No, and
You either have it or you don't, almost, right?
you're so right. And you know, working either in a corporate environment or maybe working for someone else, you're used to being directed to. You're used to receiving orders and then going and making something happen on behalf of someone else. When you're an entrepreneur, it's slightly different. You're the one not only, you know, creating and leading, but you're having to own the idea yourself and then convince others of it and its usefulness.
Right. And real quick, the benefits and the challenges of being your own entrepreneur, your own boss.
I think if you're extremely organized, you know, time management can play either as a benefit. If you're not so organized, it can be a challenge or a consequence to that. So time management, I would say.
And you've struck a balance because you work for a Fortune 100 company, but then you've also branched out on your own.
Yeah.
And so you started this brand.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about She's Her Own CEO.
Yeah, so we spoke a few minutes earlier. It's really a brand that encompasses all working ladies, no matter if they work in the home or outside the home. So the tagline is She's Her Own CEO is a brand for modern ladies who lead, provide, and create. So as you can see here, we have an apron on, on our lovely model here. So the apron kind of came from, you know, in my home, I like to cook. My mom is an artist. So, you know, an apron can, you know, kind of be a symbol of creativity, no matter if you're a jewelry
uniform, right?
It is, and it's tastefully done. You know, and I try to focus on made in USA as much as possible. It's difficult, as you know, it's in the news. Organic cotton where we can, but we like supporting made in USA vendors.
And we live in the land of cotton here too, so yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So you know, take a piece, intermix it in with your workwear. I've kind of just worn it solo today, but you could wear it with a blazer. Yeah. And it's just meant to be to make ladies that are proud feel proud.
Absolutely.
And the men that love them too. I'll add that too, because I see a lot of men, they love the brand, they like the color scheme, and
a lot of men are very supportive of women branching out and finding their niche and being their own person, having an identity. Because that's also part of it, is having your own identity.
Yes, it is.
And that goes for the homemakers as well. You have to not lose yourself in other people.
Very true.
Right?
And in National Entrepreneurship Day, you know, part of that focus is not only you know, developing yourself and promoting, you know, the day and the celebration of entrepreneurs, but it's to thank the people that have helped you get where you are. You know, I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for certain, you know, people in my life. I'm sure you have a similar story.
Definitely, yes.
So you can look at any successful person and really say, you know, thank my mentor. You know, if there's a vice president in a company that maybe took you under his or her wing, you know, thank that person, and then also offer to be a mentor to someone else. You know, that is extremely useful.
Don't be selfish.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah, I've spoken to a lot of CEOs, and they say it was their mentors who, you know, if you're open to receiving what they have to give, that will only make you more successful, right? But it's so important to have those people who can guide you along, and then you find your own track and you build on that, right? But like you were saying, having a mentor, giving thanks, and being one.
Yes, giving back is and drawing awareness. You know, drawing awareness to Entrepreneurship Day and month, and this is a great time of the year to do it. November, right before the holidays. Yes,
it's Thanksgiving. It's giving. So, and also as far as being Black Friday and having all of these. Now you're going to have a special yourself. Speaking of which.
Yes. So. Fox viewers, if you'd like to jump on she'sherown.ceo.com, we have a special offer with offer code CEO20. We're offering 20% off full purchase.
Terrific.
And we ship from Atlanta, so we're not too far away. UPS headquarters is right there. So
and that's where you're based, right?
This is where I'm based, yes.
Okay, and if anyone wants any more information on how to find you, how do they do that?
www.she'sherown.ceo.com. I'm all over social media as far as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
You're very active. We love it. Yes, so we love seeing what you're doing. You know what's going to be happening in the future as well. So any big things that are coming down the pipeline?
So we've been doing on our blog, if you go to the site, interviews with successful women. So there's a CNN journalist on there. There's a Fox journalist. There's some other entrepreneurs that have appeared on QVC and different product development specialists. So we're showcasing other entrepreneurs. A book is in the works for 2018.
Ooh, so, very exciting.
Yeah, so just, you know, spreading this message and, you know, growing the engagement.
That's wonderful. Catherine, thank you so much for coming back. Really appreciate your time. We're back after this.